It is Monday, May 8th, 2020, and you are tuned into DIRTRACKR Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. It was another slam-packed weekend of racing, including the Dirt Late Model Stream at Eldora. The World of Outlaws Sprint Cars were at Beaver Dam. The All-Stars are in the Midwest. USAC Sprint Cars were back, and a lot more, so let's jump right into the action. Friday night was the second night of the Dirt Late Model Stream at Eldora. Kyle Strickler won Thursday's feature. At the start of the feature, Dale McDowell jumped to the lead and stayed out front until lap 12 when Jimmy Owens ran him down. As the race approached 10 to go, Overton was starting to catch Owens, and then the caution flag way for a slowing Chris Ferguson. On the restart, Overton rolled the top side and took the lead from Owens. He drove away over the final laps to win night 2 at the Dirt Late Model Stream and $10,000. Owens was second, Dale McDowell third, Devin Moran fourth, and Josh Richards was fifth. Remember, points from Thursday night's action and Friday night's action then set up heat races for Saturday's $50,000 to win program. Moving over to Saturday at Eldora, Chris Madden and Josh Richards were the front row starters for the 67-lap main event. There was drama before the race even got started, though. Pole sitter Chris Madden's car wouldn't fire in the infield, and his team couldn't get the problem resolved in time. He ended up missing the call for the race and had to be scored in the last position. Heartbreak for Chris Madden there. That gave Brandon Shepard the pole. Shepard led the first 17 laps, but after a caution for Kyle Strickler, Jonathan Davenport was able to clear Shepard to lead lap 18. Davenport led the next 17 laps, while racing behind him was crazy between guys like Shepard, Bobby Pierce, Tyler Erb was in the mix, McDowell, Tim McCreadie. After a restart, Shepard was able to power around the outside to regain the lead from Davenport. McCreadie, who started 13th, was methodical through the feature, though. He slowly started picking his way to the front, and with 20 to go, he made his way into the top 3. Much of the field was right along the wall all the way around all night long, but McCreadie was one of the few making the bottom work. Shepard and Pierce were nose to tail out front for most of the closing stages of the race, but inside 10 to go, McCreadie was able to run them down. Coming to 4 to go, McCreadie actually nipped Shepard at the line and then was able to clear him. He was then able to survive a very late restart with 2 to go to win the $50,000 Dirt Late Model Stream finale over Bobby Pierce, Dale McDowell, Brandon Shepard, and Chris Ferguson. McCreadie's win secured a weekend sweep for Longhorn Chassis at Eldora. Overton and Strickler both in Longhorn chassis. There was really good racing all weekend long at Eldora. Kudos to Tony Stewart, Roger Slack, and the guys from Flow Racing from pulling it off. Really fun weekend. They did a lot of interesting things too, kind of with no fans in the stands. They got really creative with the broadcast, so I hope you get a chance to tune in. If you haven't, and you're a Flow Racing subscriber, you can go back and rewatch all of 3 programs live, or not live, but in the on-demand section at Flow Racing. Friday night with the World of Outlaws at Beaver Dam, Sheldon Haudenschild took the lead early and dominated most of the feature. He had a sizable lead over the field, but then made a mistake coming to 10 to go and nearly spun out. That allowed Brad Sweet to close on him. Over the final laps while working lap traffic, Sweet was able to roll the top and pass Haudenschild, who was stuck to the bottom. Sweet officially led 3 of the final 4 laps, and coming to the checkered, Haudenschild was trapped underneath or on the inside behind lap traffic, which helped Sweet beat him back to the line. It was Sweet's second win in a row at Beaver Dam. Haudenschild finished second, Logan Schuchart third, Donnie Schatz fourth, and Shane Stewart finished fifth. Following night 1 at Beaver Dam, Schuchart held a scant 6-point lead over Sweet in the standings on the strength of Sweet's win. Moving over to Saturday, Shane Stewart started on the pole for the second straight night, but again it was the driver on the outside who was able to take the early lead. This time it was Casey Kane. There was a crazy situation just a few laps into the feature when Jacob Allen slowed on the backstretch. He had an apparent problem. It was announced that his seat belts had come undone, and because he stopped in front of an official to show what happened, he was then able to fix his buckle and retain his third position on the ensuing restart. Smart move by Jacob, knowing the rules there and getting that handled, because if he doesn't do that properly, he ends up going all the way to the back, but really smart move there. Kane ended up leading the first 10 laps, but it didn't take Sweet long to challenge him. Sweet led lap 11 with Logan Schuchart hot on his heels. Sweet soon gapped the field as he worked lap traffic, and he went on to lead the final 30 laps en route to his 3rd straight victory at Beaver Dam. Heartbreak for Logan Schuchart late in the running, though. He jumped the cushion in turn 4 and nearly tipped over. The mistake resulted in what appeared to be a flat right front tire, and then with no guaranteed time in the work area, he was not able to return to the race on the lead lap after getting the tire fixed. He ended up 21st and lost the points lead to Sweet. Donnie Schatz finished second in the race, David Gravel third, Sheldon Haudenschild fourth, and Shane Stewart was fifth. It was a good weekend for the Dirt Tracker prediction formula, correctly choosing Sweet to win. We'll be back again Friday with more World of Outlaws predictions like we did last Friday and like we've done previous Fridays leading into the World of Outlaws shows. Been doing those for the Sprint Car Series and the Late Model Series. As I get more stats and more results added into other series, we'll certainly add that prediction formula in for the other series as those happen. Sweet now has a 28-point lead in the standings over Schatz. Schuhart slipped to third. He's now 36 points back. Shane Stewart is fourth. Darren Pittman is fifth. Shane Stewart continues to be fast. He finished 16th at Knoxville, and then since then has not finished worse than sixth. He's got several fourth-place finishes, several fifth-place finishes. He started on the pole both nights, earned 2 top 5s at Beaver Dam. His average finish over the previous 5 races is 4.8, so really good stuff here from Shane Stewart. David Gravel is up to 8th in the standings, even though he missed that night at Volusia. He's currently 204 points out of the lead, but a top 5 result in that race, if he would have run that race at Volusia and finished in the top 5, he'd be right in the mix there with Sweet, Schatz, and Schuhart. With the schedule still so fluid, it'll kind of be interesting to see how this season plays out. Gravel's supposed to run that part-time truck series schedule, but the NASCAR schedule continues to be up in the air. The World of Outlaws schedule continues to be up in the air, so it'll be interesting to see kind of how this goes here over the summer and over the remaining parts of the season here. Sprint Car Series is back in action this weekend at Knoxville for 2 nights there, Friday and Saturday. So we'll be sure to check those out, and we'll talk about that more as the week goes on. The All-Stars continued their Midwest swing through the weekend. Friday night, the series was at Red Dirt Raceway in Oklahoma. Kyle Larson led early from his second starting position, while racing behind him was hot and heavy. By halfway, Aaron Reutzel had moved up from his 7th starting position to challenge Larson for the lead. The second half of the race became an absolute dogfight between Reutzel and Larson out front. The two were swapping lanes, they traded sliders, they made contact. It was pretty crazy there. And at various points, Corey Lyson and Danny Dietrich were also in the mix as well. A caution with 4 to go slowed the field, and on the ensuing restart, Reutzel was able to hold off Larson to take the win. Kyle Larson finished second. Corey Lyson was third, Justin Peck fourth, and Danny Dietrich in fifth. It was Reutzel's 4th All-Star win of the season, and he left Red Dirt as the points leader by 34 over Brock Zierfoss. Saturday's All-Star Show at Outlaw Motor Speedway was postponed to Tuesday due to inclement weather. Sunday, they moved over to 81 Speedway in Kansas. Corey Lyson started on the pole, but Larson threw a big slider in turn 3 to take the lead of the opening lap. Larson dominated the feature, but did have to hold off Zeb Wise on the white flag lap. Wise was underneath Larson in turn 2, but couldn't make it stick. At the end, it was Larson winning over Wise, with Corey Lyson third, Dominic Scelzi fourth, and Tony Stewart fifth. Points later, Aaron Reutzel finished second, which caused his points lead to shrink down to 28, now over Zeb Wise, who's up to second. The All-Stars are back in action tonight at Lawton Speedway, which was rescheduled that race from last Thursday night when they had the wind and the storm there. So you can check out Lawton Speedway tonight with the All-Stars live on Flow Racing. Elsewhere, it was a dominating weekend for Justin Grant with the USAC National Sprint Car Series. On Saturday, he led wire to wire to win at 34 Raceway over CJ Leary, Kevin Thomas Jr., Brady Bacon, and Chris Wyndham. And then over to Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55 on Sunday. Chase Stockin led the first lap from the pole, but from there it was all Justin Grant. He led 29 laps en route to a weekend sweep over Chris Wyndham, Robert Ballou, Tyler Courtney, and Dave Darland. Leaving the weekend, Justin Grant now is the points leader by 9 markers over Chris Wyndham. Brady Bacon is third, CJ Leary fourth, and Logan Seavey is fifth. USAC Sprint Cars are back June 14th at Tri-State Speedway in Hobstadt, Indiana. Other weekend open-wheel winners include Stuart Brubaker on Friday at Attica Raceway Park. That was live on Dirt Vision. Chris Wyndham in war action at Lee County. Brian Brown won the Knoxville 410 opener. That was also live on Dirt Vision. Dylan Cisney at Lincoln Speedway. Lance DeWeese won the Greg Hodnett Foundation race at BAPS, and Tim Schaefer won at Tri-City. If you want to see a full list of weekend winners, you can find that at tjslideways.com. And then other weekend late model winners include Timothy Culp in Comp Cam Superdor action at Texarkana 67 Speedway. Randy Weaver won at Crossville Speedway, and Peyton Looney won the Comp Cam Superdor Series race at I-30. If you want more of those weekend winners, you can check that out at dirtondirt.com. In modified action, we talked about the USMTS Wednesday night program and Thursday night program last week. Friday night, Ryan Gustin won at Humboldt Speedway, while Rodney Sanders won the Saturday show at Tri-State Speedway in Oklahoma. Rodney Sanders now holds the points lead by 8 over Derek Ramirez following that 4-race week for USMTS. They are back this Thursday through Saturday at Cedar Lake Speedway in Wisconsin for 3 nights. Wow, busy weekend of racing, a lot of stuff to talk about. There's even some racing action I didn't get to. I might talk about some more of that tomorrow on the show. I don't want the show to run too long today, but definitely hope you got a chance to tune in. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of racing happening, some incredible stuff. If you haven't watched those Red Dirt Raceway highlights from the All-Stars, definitely go back and check those out. That was an insane last 20 laps there between Reutzel and Larson. Those guys battling for the lead was really, really fun. And I would imagine these upcoming All-Star shows will be great as well. Tony Stewart there in the mix, Larson, a lot of great cars there. And it was a fun weekend at Beaver Dam with the with the sprint car series, the World of Outlaws. That opening night there with Sheldon dominating, and then Sweet getting by late there for the win. Just really fun stuff. There's a lot of great racing going on. Hope you get a chance to check some of it out, and hope you have a good Monday. Thanks everybody for tuning into the show today. You can find DIRTRACKR Daily on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or where you get podcasts. Please subscribe and leave a review. You can also watch the show on YouTube and Facebook. You can email the show at info@dirttracker.com, and you can follow along at facebook.com/dirttracker, twitter.com/dirttracker, and the website dirttracker.com. You can follow me personally on Twitter at Justin_Fiedler, and don't forget to sign up for the Dirt Tracker weekly newsletter that is live on the site. And a small addition here I made within the last couple of days, something I'm going to kind of play around with. I started a Dirt Tracker TikTok account. If you are on TikTok, maybe check that out. I'm gonna do like some shorter video clips, maybe some stats, just some little snippets about races here and there, just to mess around a little bit and play around and see if we can't do some fun things there. So if you're interested, if you're on TikTok, check it out. That's the show for today. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow for more DIRTRACKR Daily.